Hello everyone. So after playing Genshin Impact for more than a year, I thought it was about time to share my experience with this game. This video will be divided into sections. Starting off with the story.
Gather!
Genshin Impact's story/lore is a lot better than I first thought. When I started playing this game a year ago, it just looked like a fun open world game to me. But after playing Genshin for I don't know how many hours, I got hooked on the characters and the quests. I don't have much to say about the game's story/lore, other than that it's really good. Most stories you hear are sad, but I don't see that as a bad thing. I'm kind of shocked that this game actually got me into reading, rather than skipping out the dialogue, and then feeling confused to what the fuck just happened.
No, my sword! Ring cutter!
Characters are also well written. Some obviously better than others. A lot of them are fun to use in combat. Characters have two rarities. 4-star and 5-star. Same applies to the weapons, 5-star obviously being better than 4-star, but there are exceptions. It's also worth mentioning that the characters look visually stunning, especially the females. So if you're a simp like me, then this game is perfect for your imagination. The developers obviously know what they're doing. They're making absolute bank by making thick thighs and big boobas. The most interesting character is probably the main character, the Traveler. Not because it's the main character, but because he can defeat every opponent with the dull blade, which is the weakest sword in the entire game. It's literally a default sword. My favorite characters are Hu Tao and Zhongli. Hu Tao is probably the most overpowered character in Genshin Impact, turning the game from somewhat easy into a little child's daycare. Zhongli can create shields, which are so incredibly thick that it turns the game from a literal child's daycare to a walk in the park.
Yeah! Punishment!
The gameplay is quite fun and feels fluid. Constantly swapping your characters in and out, and watching your enemies get sent to the Shadow Realm feels satisfying. Characters have three sources of damage: normal attack, which can be dealt by simply spamming the attack button; elemental skill, which deals more damage than a normal attack, and also creates some energy particles that fill up your elemental burst. Elemental skills always go on cooldown after you use them. Elemental burst usually deals the most amount of damage. A burst cannot always be used. You have to give it energy particles first, until the burst becomes available. Particles can be created via normal attacks, defeating enemies, and using elemental skills. Elemental skill being the most efficient source of particles. Some elemental bursts don't directly deal damage. Rather, it increases the character's normal attack damage, and also converts it to the character's corresponding element. Some characters can only deal damage when they're on the field. These characters are called main DPS. Other characters can deal damage even when they're not on the field. These characters are considered sub-DPS or support characters. A few characters can also create shields via their elemental skill to provide protection. Characters that provides your entire team a damage bonus also exist. And of course, there are also healers that heal your entire team, including the healer herself. The game releases events every update. I'm not gonna lie. Genshin Impact probably has the most amount of events in 1 month than any other mobile game. Even the banners are considered events, which I find weird, but whatever. These events keep you occupied for a reasonable amount of time. But some events are quite short, and can be completed in less than a few days. There are small multiple events per month, and one big event once a month. The big event obviously giving you more rewards than the small ones. Genshin's events are quite fun. Some more than others. Usually big events also provide quests, giving you some lore about the game, or some stories. Completing tasks in a big event usually gives you a unique currency, which can be traded for rewards in the event shops. A free 4-star item also comes along with monthly big events. Genshin Impact's music is fucking phenomenal. The guy responsible for the amazing music is called Yu Pengchen. Great person by the way. I could tell you how amazing the music is, but instead, I'm going to play some of the soundtracks of the game. Enjoy.
Supplies. Order guide.
Domains are the most boring and painful part in the game. Boring because they're repetitive, and painful because some domains give you artifacts. They're used to make your characters stronger and better. But there's a catch. The substats artifacts provide are completely RNG. If you upgrade an artifact, chances are, the substats you want to upgrade aren't going to be upgraded. This leads to an endless farming routine of pain and suffering, to the point of chronic depression. Usually, you want to increase the crit rate and crit damage of the artifact. But instead, it will most likely upgrade HP or defense instead. Equipping artifacts of the same set provides your character extra buffs, such as increased elemental burst damage, or increased energy recharge, which gives you extra energy when obtaining particles, making your burst available faster. Some domains can only be played once, and one specific domain increases your world level after completion. Increased world level means better item drops, but also higher level enemies. Other domains give you materials to ascend your weapons, or to upgrade your character's talents, which are their normal attack damage, elemental skill, and elemental burst.
Order guide you.
Genshin Impact has 4 types of enemies: easy enemies, elite enemies, bosses, and weekly bosses. The enemies' designs are usually quite cool, sometimes even attractive. Some enemies can be quite tough when you're low level, but most of them turn into jokes when your characters start to deal big PP damage. At the start of the game, you'll face simple enemies, such as illiterals. But you start facing more different enemies, that don't just try to hit you with a piece of wood. Like trapping you inside water mirrors, zapping you with electricity, or play lethal rock paper scissors with you. Some enemies have elemental shields, which can easily be broken by an element that reacts to it. For example, if an enemy has a cryo shield, use pyro damage to break it. Enemies with a geo shield can be broken with a claymore, or by using their own element against them. There are 2 unique enemies that you can only face in the abyss floors, or in events. Bosses give you artifacts and ascension materials, which can be used to increase the level caps of your characters. Weekly bosses only give you rewards once a week. They give you additional talent upgrade materials. There's also a small chance that they give you a prototype after you claim your rewards, which can be used to forge weapons. Weekly bosses have a unique soundtrack, you already heard 3 of them. The most difficult weekly boss is called Azhdaha, or as the community likes to call him, Chunky Frog. And the hypostases look like they came straight out of Minecraft.
Coming to beat.
Swirl, mark chip.
Food items are consumables that can be crafted with cooking. When used, they can heal characters, revive characters, buff the player's character, or even buff the entire party. So if you don't have any properly built healers, you can always cook 30 Chinese menus worth of food. When knocked out characters are revived, they will still have the same ongoing duration of food buffs as the rest of the other party members. Food items have 3 different types of quality: suspicious, the regular version of the dish, and delicious. Suspicious and delicious variants of the dish have a 20% decrease/increase to the normal dish's stats respectively. The timer is consistent regardless of the food's quality. Dishes, when cooked, have a chance to be made as a special dish variant depending on the rarity of the food, when cooked with the relevant character. These special dishes provide either a higher bonus or additional effect over its delicious variant, as well as a separate icon, name and description. Currently, no special dishes have the quality variants. Eating foods with positive benefits other than health gain can increase stats like defense, crit rate, attack. These are grouped into 4 types: offensive, defensive, elemental, and stamina. Only one food buff of each type can be active at a time, and the most recent one will replace any previously obtained, even if it is inferior. However, buffs affecting all 4 states can be active at the same time, turning your characters from good to being as strong as Goku. Every dish in Genshin Impact can be made in real life.
Evil conquering.
The open world aspect of the game is quite fun and well done. Opening chests and discovering new areas is something a lot of players always look forwards to these days. And for good reasons. Chests are often locked until you defeat the nearby enemies or solve a puzzle. Some puzzles are quite difficult. There's this puzzle on Watatsumi Island that made players lose their brain cells and sanity.
What? 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 Oh no! Oh no! can't figure it out. It's been 4 hours. I'm going crazy. I am manically laughing. Oh no. Where? What do you want from me? Wait. Just wait. They reset again! Ah!
When exploring, you can sometimes find chests that can only be unlocked with a key. These keys can be obtained when completing a domain and upgrading the sacred Sakura tree in Inazuma. When discovering a new area, there are usually world quests that pop up on your mini-map. World quests tell you stories, or give you some lore about the game and current region you're in. Some world quests are longer than others. Sometimes they're so long that they're divided across multiple days, so you can't complete them in one sitting. There's this extremely long world quest in Inazuma that's actually not divided across multiple days. But the quest is so long that if you want to complete the quest in one sitting, you're probably going to sit 12 hours straight behind the screen. Maybe even longer than that. The environments look beautiful, especially the region in Inazuma, because it's based in Japan. As some of you might already know, Genshin Impact is a gacha game. There isn't much to talk about the gacha system, you probably already know how it works. But I'm going to explain it anyways, and I'm going to keep it short. 1 pull costs 160 primo gems, 10 pulls costs 1600 primo gems. You're guaranteed to get a 5-star character at 90 pulls. There's a 50% chance that you'll get the featured 5-star character. If you lose the 50-50, you're guaranteed to get the featured 5-star character in your next 90 pulls. This also applies to the 4-star characters, but it's every 10 pulls instead of 90. The weapon banner doesn't have a 50-50 system. If you want more primo gems, you can always buy Genesis crystals. There's also a battle pass.
Judgment. Punishment.
Overall, I give Genshin Impact a solid 8 out of 10. This is the end of the video. I could talk about more things about the game, like the voice actors for example, but I don't want the video to be too long. And I'm simply tired by making this dog shit video. I was your host Pascal, thanks for watching.